Good day, folks. Today we're going to be doing an unboxing and taking a closer look at the PowerEgg X. This is by a company called PowerVision, and it was recently launched at CES this year. So we're going to jump in. We're going to see what all comes inside the box. This drone is very unique in the fact that it can be used as a traditional drone. You can use that as a handheld camcorder. You can even purchase a waterproof add-on, which I have right here. That allows you to fly the drone in the rain. It makes it waterproof, but you can also take off and land on the water. So let's just jump right in and take a closer look. Now I'm going to break this video into two parts. Mainly there's a lot to go over and I don't want this video to be too long. So in this first part here, we're going to take a look at the hardware. We're going to see how everything connects together, what you can do with it. We're also going to take a look at the app and see how it functions. In the second part of this video, we'll take it out. We'll do some test flights with it. We'll hopefully be able to test it in the rain, maybe do a water landing if we can find a pond or lake that isn't frozen. And we'll test out all the capabilities of the camera. So let's kind of get into any things here and I'll give you a brief explanation of what this is first. Now PowerVision is not new to drones. You may recall last year a lot of people were reviewing the PowerEgg. This one here is now called the PowerEgg X. And when you go to purchase it, you can purchase it in two different versions. You can purchase it as just the PowerEgg X, and basically you would get this box here. That includes the drone and the controller and everything you need to fly. Or you can purchase it as the PowerEgg X Wizard, and that comes with this waterproof kit. Now I couldn't see anywhere on the website where you could purchase this kit separately. I'm assuming at some point they will offer it independently. That way if you purchase just the base kit, you can upgrade to the waterproof kit later. Now the other interesting thing is when you do purchase the waterproof kit, not only does it give you the waterproof accessories, it does give you an extra battery and some extra propellers. It also gives you this other cable here, and again I'm not sure what that's for yet, but we will definitely figure that out. So let's start with just the drone first. We'll take it out of the box and we'll see what all comes inside. So you can see here right away it actually has a nice little case for it. It's kind of like that foam that some equipment does come with. Added bonus of having these nice handles. It's kind of a material that's glued onto it. You can see here it's closed with a Velcro strip, so there's no chance of that accidentally opening up. So we'll open it up here. You can see here at the top we have a box that has all our different user guides and different things in, and I'll take a look at them later on. Remove this cardboard top. When you flip it over, it gives you a listing of all the components inside. You can see here it's listed the charger and propellers. So here you can see we have two spare propellers. We have an Allen wrench and some little screws. We have the power brick for charging up the battery. And as you can see there, it has two USB ports for charging other devices. We also have a power cable, and that's for the power brick. We have three short USB cables. We have a micro USB one. We have a Lightning and a USB-C. These will be used to connect your controller to your smartphone. So let's go ahead and pull the drone out here. Here it is there. It actually has some weight to it. It does not feel like it's a cheap light toy by any means. It is kind of interesting that they've gone with the egg-shaped design. The original PowerEgg was an egg shape obviously as well, and they've continued that shape here with the PowerEgg X. In a way, I kind of understand why they've done this. They're trying to set themselves apart from the rest of the pack. So we'll take a look at the controller here. You can see that the antennas fold out there like that, similar to the Mavic controllers. The smartphone mount folds out there just like that. The sticks on it feel decent, so I think that'll be just fine. So yeah, that is the controller. As you can see here, the legs can be pulled off the drone, and that basically turns the drone into a handheld camera. So we'll set that aside, take out the other set of legs. We have a hand strap, that's for when you're using the drone as a handheld camera. Now here we have two other parts. These connect to the drone when we're using it in the camera mode. This is just kind of like a spacer to fill the hole where the arms of the drone would normally be. Or you can put this part in. As you can see, it has a 1/4-20. That allows you to mount the camera on top of something like a tripod. And lastly, you can see we have a little bag here. That basically is just a little protective case for the drone if you're going to be putting in something like a backpack. Keep it from getting scratched up. That's basically everything that came in the first box. So now we're going to take a closer look at the drone to see how everything kind of goes together, how it works, and then we'll take a closer look at some of the waterproof accessories. So the first thing we're going to do is pull the bottom off, just like that. That's basically just a protective cover. You can also see here that it does have a gimbal guard that keeps the gimbal protected when traveling. You just squeeze it and it comes right off. Even though this is an egg-shaped drone, it kind of maybe looks a little toyish. There's really nothing toyish about it. This thing has a 30-minute flight time. It does 4K 60. It has a range, I believe, of 3.5 miles. I will have to double check that and I'll put it up on the screen. So when it comes to specs, it's right up there with a lot of today's popular drones. But this thing has a ton of other features that many of today's drones don't offer. So let's continue taking a look at the drone here. You can see here at the front we have two sensors for obstacle avoidance. We also have sensors at the bottom. You can see there we have a USB-C port on the side of the drone. On that side, it looks to be what's mini USB. I don't think it's micro USB. I do believe that is mini USB. Now, to access the battery and how we can put the components together, there's a button on either side. We just press on it and the top pops right off. You can see here, this is where our battery is located, and the battery just pulls out like that. At the very bottom there, you can see that's where the memory card goes. Now, they consider this to be an AI camera. It has a lot of smart features in it. For example, if you have this mounted on a tripod, you can use the follow me feature of the gimbal to follow a subject. So even though the camera is stationary, this gimbal will move around and follow a subject. It has facial recognition, so if you're filming a few different people, it knows what subject to track. So let's put this thing together in camera mode first. So this is the hand grip here for it, and basically it just slides on the side there like that, clips down in. Now, it can't be reversed. You can't put it on this side. It can only fit on that side. Now, at this point, you just have to decide if you're going to be mounting it on a tripod or not. If not, you would use this part here. Just like that. And that basically just fills in that little gap. We'll put the battery back in and then we'll close it up. And just like that. And now, as you can see, we can use it as a handheld camcorder. Alternatively, we can put in the tripod adapter. Just slides in there like that. Again, we'll put the lid back on. And now we have a 1/4-20 where we can mount it on a tripod. So just for demonstrations here, I'm going to attach it to this Manfrotto little mini tripod. I know it's kind of hard to see the way the camera's angled, but yeah, it fits on there quite nicely. And when it's on there, it seems to be quite stable. It's not top heavy at all. Now, really, at the end of the day, I didn't buy it for its camcorder capabilities. I bought it for the drone capabilities. So let's go ahead and put it together as a drone. Pop the top off, take the tripod mount off, the side handle. Now, again, when it comes to the drone arms, they can only go on one way. You'll be able to tell by just lining up the connections. You can see they just pop in there like that. We'll flip it around and do the other side. We'll pop on the lid. And there we go. We now have a fully functional 4K drone that is also waterproof once we get it into the housing. And I'm just going to kind of show you here. The legs on the arms fold out just like that. So I'm going to go ahead and get my desk cleared off here, and then we're going to take a look at the waterproof add-on. So I've got the waterproof kit here, and I've got that little extra case that came with it. So let's take a look at it first. So as you can see, it's a nice little case. The material matches the case for the drone. So I'm not 100% sure what goes in there yet. It looks like it is the floats, but we'll find out here in a minute. So we'll take a look inside here. You can see, first of all, here we have the floats. We have 2 of them. Inside of there we have 4 propellers, and then there we have the spare battery. Now, here in this last box will be the waterproof housing, but let me get this big box out of the way. So you can see here in front of me I have the waterproof housing and I have the foam landing pads. These landing pads will allow you to land and take off of water. Now, when I ordered it, one of the concerns I did have, a couple of different concerns actually. What is the video going to look like through this bubble? Is it going to be really heavily distorted? And not only that, when it is raining and if you're flying in the rain trying to get some interesting shots, what's it going to look like with all the water drops running down it? I don't know if you can use something like RainX on it to help alleviate that, but definitely we're going to be doing some testing to see how that all works. Now, a couple interesting things to note here. When you have the waterproof casing on, you don't have to install the landing pads. You would only put these on if you're going to be landing or taking off from water. The other nice things that these would be great for is landing on snow. Here in Canada, we always have tons of snow this time of year, so this would actually be really nice for landing on and taking off of snow as well. The nice thing about this too is that if you're a person who films a lot of water sports, having a drone like this could really benefit you. First off, you got the waterproof capabilities. Now, I'm not 100% sure if this thing is fully waterproof if it's submerged. I haven't been able to find that out yet. I am going to send an email off to the company just to find that out. But definitely flying around water, if you happen to crash, you know your floats are going to keep it afloat so you can retrieve it. And if it happens to get splashed by waves, you don't have any problem. I'm just going to show you here quickly how it all goes together. The drone just fits in the bottom there just like that. The lid closes over top of it. And there's 3 latches we have to do up. There's one here on the one side. Close it there just like that. Close the other one. And then we have a small one here at the top. So now we can go fly this thing in the pouring rain and it wouldn't affect it at all. To put on the floating landing pads, you just slide the feet down into those little grooves. And as you can see here, they have these, I think they're rubber, they're safety straps, and they basically just go over it like that. and that just holds them on there securely. So there we go, we got a fully waterproof drone that we can now land on and take off of water without any fear. Now a couple other interesting things to note about this drone. I was wrong at the beginning of this video. I said 3.5 mile transmission distance. It actually is 3.7 kilometers, and it transmits at 1080. This drone supports precision landing, and we'll definitely be testing that out. Also, we discussed earlier, it has follow me mode. It uses its AI capabilities to track you. It has a 30-minute flight time when in drone mode. If you're using it as a handheld camera, it can record for 3.5 hours. And it also has a technology they're calling voice sync, and that's basically where the microphone on your camera while you're flying can record high fidelity audio. So if you want to do any kind of narrating while you're flying, or you want to pick up maybe some environmental sounds, you're able to do so. Now before we go here, I just want to take a quick look at the app. You can see it there on my phone. It's called Vision Plus 2. That app is also used to control some of their underwater ROVs, I guess they're called. They actually sell quite a few really interesting ones on their website. And just like DJI, they use the same app to control multiple vehicles. Now, I've already had the app launch once, and right away there was a firmware update, so keep that in mind. If you do purchase one, you will need to update the firmware. Now, you can see here on this main screen here, it's going to ask us if we want to access the device or if we want it in waterproof mode. So depending on whether we're going to fly it as a normal drone or within the waterproof casing, we would choose the appropriate section. I'll just hit access device. The app is actually laid out pretty well. It's fairly simple to follow. We got all our telemetry at the bottom there. We've got the battery for the drone, battery for the remote, signal strength of the remote. We've got our satellites, what mode we're in. I'm in the N mode. Just like many other drones, we can bring up a map view. And we can also switch it over so we know where the drone is in relation to us. We've got takeoff button at the top there. We have a return to home. When we press takeoff there, you can see it gives us the option. We have to slide it to the right to take off, or if we want to cancel it, we slide the button over to the left. And that's the same for return to home. Slide to the right to return to home, or slide to the left to cancel it. Over on the side here, we got all our camera control settings. We can switch from camera mode to video mode. We've got our advanced settings. We can switch to manual. If we click over here on that icon, that's how we adjust our resolution and our frames per second. And as you can see there, I just switched it to 4K at 60 frames per second. You can see here that there is some internal storage memory. I'm not sure if it's 6 gigabytes or 8 gigabytes. I will have to do some looking into that. And other than that, there's just the basic settings. Over here at the bottom right-hand side, we have quick access to the media that we've recorded. And then lastly, over here, we have our AI shooting modes. So you can see here we have our normal flight mode, we have AI track, which is basically follow me, point of interest, quick shots, and time lapse. Now I don't know what quick shots are in there yet. When I try to go into it, it's telling me that the drone has to be 4 meters above the ground before it can access it. So we'll definitely play around with that when I go out to do my test flights. Now if you want to go into full screen mode, all you do is swipe with 2 fingers, and that gives you a full unobstructed view. And another swipe will bring it back. So yeah, the app is laid out quite nicely, and it's pretty easy to navigate. If we go back to the main screen, you can see here if we hit this plus icon, we can find the aircraft if we've lost it. We have our flight records, so we can go back and check back on our flights. Down here again, we have our gallery, and you can do some basic editing in there as well once you've got some files selected. We've got a service section where we can get some technical support. We have the user manual built in there, and we can edit our profile. So yeah, very interesting. I can't wait to get out and fly it. So stay tuned if this is a drone that you're maybe interested in. I'll be doing a lot of tests with it. We're going to test it out in the rain. We're going to test it out in the snow, do some water landings and take off from the water. We'll see how that works and how reliable it is. We'll do some transmission tests to see how good the signal is. Well folks, that's basically it for my unboxing and overview video of the PowerEgg X. I'm pretty excited about this drone, and I'm kind of excited to see what it can do and how it performs. Hopefully you enjoyed this video and got some value out of it. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos, and we'll see you in the next one.